Hello students, welcome back to the class. In the last class we have discussed about the type of terrorism, in which we have discussed about environmental terrorism in the last class. Now in this class we will discuss about the cyber terrorism, what is called as cyber terrorism. But before going to the cyber terrorism, briefly we will discuss about what are the terrorisms and what are the types of terrorism. Practice will make the man perfect. So every time we have to practice so that we will become perfect. I'll go forward, children. First one, already we know that the word terrorism is nothing but unlawful activities which is against to the civilians is called terrorism. Emergence of terrorism is one of the grave danger for the mankind in the 20th century. If you see that due to the emergence of terrorism, this is one of the grave danger for the mankind in 20th century, and terrorism is not only restraining in the particular region, terrorism is spreaded all over the globe, and that's why that is called as global menace. And this is a great danger for the peace, prosperity as well as development of the country. Terrorism is greatest danger for the peace, prosperity as well as development of the country. According to this report, we have seen the second administrative reform. The report, they have mentioned that in 2008 they have classified the terrorism into 5 categories. So overall 5 categories. So according to the second administrative reform, they have classified the terrorisms into 5 categories. One is called ethno-nationalistic terrorism, religious terrorism, ideological oriented, state sponsored, narco-terrorism. But on the other hand, we can find there are some other form of terrorism which is called as environmental terrorism. Now we will discuss briefly what is all these things. Ethno-nationalistic terrorism, in which we can find some of the terrorist leaders have demanded a separate state out of the country. Completely a separate state out of the country, then that is called as ethno-nationalist terrorism. So in this ethno-nationalistic terrorism, the terrorist leaders have demanded a secession from India. Secession from India, secession they wanted. It means they wanted a complete separate state within the country. So similar movement was started. Separate state was many movements were started in India. Secession movements were started in India, like the movement of Khalistan, Jammu and Kashmir, Great Nicobar, etc. So whenever the terrorist leaders are demanded a separate state out of the country or completely secession from India, then that type of terrorism is called as ethno-nationalistic terrorism. Which are these types of ethno-nationalistic terrorism is very dangerous for the national interest as well as nationalism as well as nation also. Religious terrorism means these types of terrorisms are mainly operated in the name of religion, then that is called as religious terrorism. So such types of terrorisms are mainly operates in the name of religion. For example, if you see the Mumbai blast which took place in 2008, in which there are several number of people were died, and the activities which are involving in the terrorist activities are mainly from ISI, Inter-Service Intelligence from Pakistan. So these agencies, what they will do, they will operate in the name of religion, they will conduct different type of terrorist activities throughout other parts of the country. So the activities, the terrorist activities which are mainly conducted in the name of religion, then that is called as religious terrorism. Ideological oriented terrorism, we have discussed that left wing extremism. It is also called as left wing extremism. And mainly this left wing extremism, why it is called extremism? Because they wanted to bring a revolutionary changes by using the violent method. They were quite against to democracy, but they were quite favorable for socialism, communism. They believed that all the resources should be utilized among all the people equally. They condemned. They completely condemn the economic exploitations and social inequalities. So they will condemn. So left wing extremism. So they were called extremism because they wanted to bring some revolutionary changes and they are following the ideology of communism. Whatever the world great leaders in the olden days, in the ancient time when they followed Lenin, Mao Zedong, and Karl Marx ideology are mainly, they wanted to propagate all that ideology, communist ideology they wanted to propagate it. So they were called as left wing extremism. State sponsored terrorism means whenever the states are sponsoring the terrorism, that is state sponsored. Mainly they involving in the proxy war. In this state sponsored terrorism, they will sponsor the terrorism, they will allow the terrorism to attack from the front, but the country never participate in the war directly. Whenever the major countries are not participating in a war directly, when they are involving the war indirectly by using the proxy war, by using the terrorists, that is called as proxy war, which is also called as state sponsored terrorism. Okay, most of the countries, whenever if they wanted to fight a war, they will fight the war directly, but there are few countries they never wanted to fight a war, because when the enemies are very strong enemies, okay, when they feel that the enemy is very strong, they can't win the war, in such condition they will involve a proxy war. In this proxy war, the states will sponsor the terrorist activities, they will support all the terrorist activities, etc. Okay, Pakistan is the best example where we can find there are operating all the terrorist activities. The states are funding all the terrorists in Pakistan as well as in India also. There are some terrorists which are getting financial support from the neighboring country Pakistan. So such types of terrorists which are mainly sponsored by the state, that is called state sponsored terrorist, and they are sponsoring the terrorists because they do not wanted to fight a war directly. Okay, they wanted to fight the war by using the proxy war, they wanted to fight a war indirectly. Such types of war is called as state sponsored terrorist. Narco terrorism, whenever the terrorisms are mainly involving in the prohibited trade, already the trading was completely prohibited, like tobacco trade was prohibited, drugs was prohibited, okay, and there are many trades which are prohibited. When the terrorist activities are involving in the trade which are quite already prohibited, when they are involving in the trade which are already prohibited, when they are involving, such types of terrorism is called narco terrorism. So these types of terrorism mainly operates in the internal parts of the country. For example, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, these are the three states where the narco terrorist activities are very higher. Okay, so that is one point. And next, this narco terrorist activities are involving the trading activities which were prohibited. Along with them, they were also called as sandalwood smugglers. So whatever the trading activities which were prohibited already, when the terrorists are involving in that activity, that is called as narco terrorist. Next one we have discussed about environmental terrorism. So in this environmental terrorism, which is also we have seen that the terrorist activities are mainly by using the weapons, they are causing the mass destructions in the environment. The terrorists are using the biological weapons, okay, they are using the chemical weapons, and they are destroying the natural as well as natural resources of the environment. Okay, this is greatly affected of human beings. Sometime on the other hand, the terrorisms are using the bacteria and virus, and they are which can cause great damage to the environment, plants, animals, and even human beings also. Whenever the terrorists are using any type of biochemical product, or when the terrorists are using any weapons which are chemical or biochemical weapons to harm the environment, such types of terrorism is called as environmental terrorism. Now we have to discuss about what is called as cyber terrorism. Still in cyber terrorism, this is also involving in the criminal activities we can find. This is quietly perpetuated. This is a criminal activity. Cyber terrorism is also criminal activity. Mainly in these types of terrorism, educated and technological peoples are involved. That the peoples who are very good in the knowledge of technology. In these types of terrorism, mainly the good and technological peoples are involved. So these peoples, what they are doing, the terrorist peoples who have a good knowledge of technology, they will use the computers, and by using the telecommunication capability, okay, which creates violence. So by using these two sources, according to the world report, if you see, the China is #1 in cyber crime. Okay, so now come to the point in India. In India also there are some terrorist peoples, by using the computers and by using the telecommunication capacity, by using the telecommunication capability, they will cause violence. So they are causing a great violence. We will study now. So they results in the violence. This results in quite violence, because cyber crime is a great violence. This is a great destruction and disruption of service also. So when the cyber crime, sometime when they will involve when the crimes are quietly related to the cyber crime, in that condition sometime the services also will be disturbed. Internet services, telecommunication services completely will be disturbed. and this will create a fear and confusion among the people. Okay, the cyber terrorism will create a fear and confusion among the people. For example, you can see in that many times due to the cyber crime, sometime the people who are involving in the cyber crime, okay, so sometimes they will create a fear and confusion among the people, which are including the banking transactions also. Mainly the cyber crimes are mainly included in banking transactions also. They create fears and confusion among the people. So they are very dangerous in the society now. As soon as when the technology is increasing, one more problem now we have to face is cyber terrorism. This is also increasing. On the other hand, so what are the cyber crime? We'll see that first of all, spreading a false information. Whenever the people are spreading a misinformation and when they are spreading a false information, that comes under cyber crime, or when they are spreading any lies, the information when it is not correct, or when they are harassing the women, okay, when any people are by using the internet or by using the any telecommunication sector, when they will harass the women, that also comes under cyber crime. Children's harassment, whenever if you are making any type of harassment to any women or girls, that comes under cyber crime when they are using these types of things, or posting some sensitive comments on all this WhatsApp. Whenever if you are posting any sensitive comments on WhatsApp, if you are posting a sensitive comments on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram, whenever if you are using in social media, whenever if you are using the post to whenever if you are posting a sensitive comments, then that comes under the cyber crime. Okay, nowadays the cyber crime is increasing, and that's why in every state they have provided a separate cyber offices. Cyber offices were appointed, and to control the cyber crime, every states are operating and using the cyber offices. Once again, we'll see this point we have discussed here. Cyber terrorism, this is a criminal activities. So by when the number of technology is increasing, at the same time crime also increasing, cyber crime is also increasing at the same time. So this cyber terrorism is nothing but in this they are using the support of computer as well as telecommunication capacity. So by using the cyber crime are mainly committed by using the computer and well as telecommunication capacity, and this results in violence. Because of the crime, cyber crime, most of the violence will occur. Sometime they will spread false informations to the medias or from the computer, so that can create violence in the society. Sometimes the destructions will occur, okay, without having any information. Sometimes the people will post a picture and spread a false information in social media, so this can cause a violence as well as destruction. And sometimes it will disturb the service also. Sometimes the service have to disturb, because in order to stop the crime, sometimes the government, what they have to do, government have to disturb the services, okay, because of the cyber crime, and creating fear and confusion in the mind of people. So cyber crime is creating fear as well as confusions in the mind of people. Okay, this is one point. On the other hand, what are the things we should not involving in the cyber crime is, first of all, you should not spread any type of information. You should not spread a false information. Okay, you should not lies, you should not harass the women by posting any sensitive comments, and you should not use any posting and sensitive comments on any social media. Like we should not use WhatsApp. If you want to post a good thing, you can use, but posting a sensitive comments are not good. So using WhatsApp, Facebook, Twitter, email and Instagram, in this point, if you are posting any comments, then that comes under the cyber crime and you will be given punishments. So children, this is also a part of terrorism. Mainly the terrorisms which are involving in the cyber, okay, mainly the terrorist peoples who are using the computers and telecommunication services, and by using their capacity they are committed crime, that comes under cyber crime. And this all things, posting the informations, lies, harassments to the women, posting Instagram, okay, posting any type of posting any comment, what we call sensitive comments on Facebook, Instagram, that all comes under the cyber crime. So these all things must be under control, children, and that's why every state government, what they have did to control the cyber crime, they have started separate offices, and these separate offices are keenly observing, and whoever the people are responsible, they are able to catch it and they will be given severe punishments who are involving in this crime, cyber crime. Cyber crime comes under internal terrorism. Mainly these crimes are committed within India only. Large number of people are involving in the cybercrime. So the person who are involving in the cybercrime, for that separate task officers were appointed, okay, to make keenful observations upon them. So we have discussed in this point about cybercrime. Next point we will discuss about what is meant by suicide terrorism. We will discuss in the next class, children. Thank you very much. We will meet you in the next class and we will discuss the last point of types of terrorism, which is called as suicide terrorism. Thank you very much, children. We will meet you in the next class.